difficult to digest. I know this early after a game, it's the whole season that you're talking about, but explain what you saw in this series and where San Antonio was at in the gap.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious they top to bottom just played at a couple levels above as far as consistency on both ends of the floor. They were connected, throughout this whole deal. Whether we went on a good run or not, they tended to find a way to get back things under control, get to a 5-8-0 run, to hit back at us, and we never really could gain ground in a lot of these games. Testament to their poise, testament to the way they're coached, and all those players over there. They have a really good group of guys who play the right way and play for each other.
Did they disconnect you guys, or do you look at it self-inflicted to an extent? What did you see?
I think there were times where we, got in our own way, but a lot of the times they were doing a lot of things to make it tough on us. They were putting us in a lot of positions where our guys had to make decisions, and sometimes we made the right one, sometimes we didn't. Some games we made the shots, some games we didn't, but for the most part, they had a great game plan. They pushed the tempo, they pushed the pace, and had us scrambling, on the defensive end when, the faster they played.
After you win game one, could you have foreseen the rest of the series going like this?
Not at all. After game one, I thought that there was a lot more momentum, in our direction, and the way that we played, I thought that we could, emulate that in the next few games and find ways to win those. And they made their adjustments. They made a couple adjustments with the pace of play, the physicality that they played with after game one, and we tried to match it, but they just did it better than we did.
How do you explain 3 straight years elimination games? Dallas game 5, OKC game 5, tonight the game's just not being close.
Yeah, it's hard. It's for me, it's you got to understand the moment that you're in, and how precious it is to even get to this point, and how you have to give everything you got on this particular night. This particular night is the hardest one, for most teams, because it's easy for you to look, have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like, oh, the season could be over tonight, or you can be all in on trying to get back to San Antonio and not worrying about what you're doing tomorrow or what's going on after the season's over. So it's always tough for any team that's facing elimination.
What's the gap between the Timberwolves and Oklahoma City and San Antonio are sitting at the top right now? What do you see as the difference?
I think San Antonio and OKC play similarly in the fact that they have multiple playmakers, physical guards, play both ends of the floor. We've got a lot of that. We just have to do it more consistent. And the playmaking aspect, I think, is huge for these teams. I mean, they have a lot of guys who maybe grew up playing, on ball with as a guard, and can make plays for other people. And we have to get better at that if we want to compete, against these teams that are starting to play that brand of basketball.
Even as hard as this year was for you personally, with all the different things that happened, you still seem to carry a joy into the playoffs and beyond. Can you explain this year for you? Was that the appreciation of understanding that you only get, you're pretty blessed if you can have a locker with your name on here, right?
Right. No, I know being in this league is a blessing, and I don't take it for granted at all. Me getting, traded midway, or, not playing that much and having to watch on the bench, and the whole roller coaster of doing all that, it never bothered me enough to, take my joy from the game. So I still woke up the same way every day, did my same routine, did my same treatment, did my same workouts as if I was going to play 30 minutes a game. And, slowly but surely it started to kind of get me back in rhythm. And when I did get a chance to play, I tried to make the best of it.
What did they do so well to take Julius out of this series?
I mean, Wemby's a big reason. I think Julius makes a lot of his plays in the paint, and when you got a guy doubling you with the size that, Wemby has, and it makes him hard, makes, Julius have to make hard reads, and you can't just throw the ball to the corner. You can't just find guys cutting, because he just kind of takes up so much space. with his length. So I mean, I think that was a big key for them, was trying to take Julius out, and you know, they did a good job of just making it tough on him.